Tonight, confusion turned to clarity in Nigeria's power sector, but not before raising questions that gripped thousands. Earlier reports suggested that electricity bills without valid identification details could be declared invalid under the Nigeria Tax Act 2025. For many customers, that single phrase triggered immediate concern. Could homes go dark? Could service be disrupted? What exactly was changing? Now, Ikeja Electric Plc is setting the record straight. In a public notice issued Thursday, the electricity distribution company clarified that its recent directive on customer data updates applies strictly to corporate customers, vendors, and strategic partners, not individual residential users. But the story begins with a new law. Please subscribe and share. Your support encourages us to continue delivering accurate and valuable information to you. The Nigeria Tax Act 2025 came into effect on January 1. Under the Act, all supplier invoices, including utility bills, must carry valid customer identification details. These include a tax identification number, a Corporate Affairs Commission registration number, or a national identification number. Any invoice issued without those details is considered invalid under the law. That requirement sparked immediate curiosity and concern. If invoices are invalid, what happens next? Would electricity distribution companies stop issuing bills? Would service be disrupted? What exactly was changing? Reports indicated that bills without proper identification could affect billing and service continuity. Acceptable identification details were listed clearly: TIN, CAC registration number, or NIN. For many Nigerians already navigating economic pressures, the possibility of bureaucratic complications added unease. But Ikeja Electric now emphasizes this directive is not for the general public. According to the company, the Data Update Initiative is targeted specifically to business-to-business customers, corporate clients, as well as vendors and strategic partners. Residential customers are not the focus of this compliance drive. The company says the move is designed to align with new tax regulations and strengthen internal risk management systems. In other words, this is about regulatory compliance and structured documentation, not power disconnections. Behind the scenes, another layer adds context. The implementation framework of the Nigeria Revenue Service requires supplier invoices to be uploaded and validated through its portal. When invoices are transmitted to corporate customers via that system, the customer's tax ID becomes a mandatory field for processing and verification. That technical requirement introduces a quiet irony. In an age where electricity powers modern business, electricity bills themselves must now power digital tax validation systems. Ikeja Electric explains that the initiative also supports its Know Your Customer and Know Your Business customer systems, designed to verify and manage corporate client information for regulatory and risk purposes. For corporate customers, the message is clear. Submit your required identification details through the official link provided in the notice. Without proper documentation, invoices cannot be validated under the new tax framework. But for residential users watching this unfold, there is reassurance. The company has assured affected corporate clients that the data update and validation process will be seamless and that there will be no disruption to power supply. That promise carries weight in a country where electricity continuity is deeply personal. Electricity is not just infrastructure, it is livelihood, productivity, security, and comfort. Still, the initial wave of confusion reveals something larger: how quickly regulatory language can trigger fear when tied to essential services. Words like invalid invoice and service continuity naturally spark anxiety. Yet, clarity brings hope. The directive, as clarified, is not a blanket policy targeting households. It is a compliance measure directed at structured corporate relationships under a new national tax framework. For businesses, this marks a new chapter of tighter documentation and digital validation. For individuals, it appears to be business as usual, at least for now. The bigger story is about transition, a new tax law, a new validation system, a new compliance standard, and a power company adjusting in real time. Curiosity led to questions, concern led to clarification, and clarity, at least tonight, replaces uncertainty. As Nigeria continues implementing the Nigeria Tax Act 2025, one thing is evident: regulatory change can move fast, but so can reassurance. And in a sector where even a flicker can cause alarm, the lights, Ikeja Electric says, are staying on. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Your support means a lot and motivates us to continue serving you with trusted information.